Listen closely, because this story unfolds like a storm brewing over the Hudson, slow at first. A distant rumble you almost ignore. Then the wind picks up, whipping through the cracks until it howls and tears everything apart. It starts in the dim glow of a family dinner at Luigi's Trattoria in Midtown Manhattan. The kind of place with checkered tablecloths and garlic bread that sticks to your ribs. I'm Anna Thompson, 28, project manager at a tech firm downtown. The one who's always had her act together. Or so I thought. That night, March 15th, 2024. The air was thick with marinara sauce and unspoken expectations. My fork hovered over the eggplant parm as Dad leaned in, his voice casual like he was discussing the Yankees lineup. Anna, Mia's crashing at your place for a bit, couple months tops, till she lands that big sponsorship. Mia, my little sister, 22. With her 75K Instagram followers and a knack for turning selfies into side hustles. Didn't even glance up from scrolling. Mom nodded along, squeezing my arm like it was a done deal. You're so generous. Han. Families gotta stick together. The table chatter rolled on, Uncle Mike cracking jokes, Aunt Rita passing the bread, but inside me, something cracked. A lifetime of being the family's safety net replayed in my head, the quiet resentments, the swallowed words, the way I'd always bent so they wouldn't break. I didn't explode right there. No. I smiled through the tiramisu, nodded like a good daughter. But my mind was already mapping the escape routes. See, they'd always seen me as the steady one, the middle kid sandwiched between Sophia, who bolted to LA for her acting gigs and barely calls, and Mia, the golden child whose creativity excused every mess she left behind. I'd scrimped for years to buy my one-bedroom in Chelsea, a cozy spot with exposed brick and a fire escape view of the city lights. But I kept the deed under wraps, letting them think it was just another overpriced rental in this cutthroat market. Why? Because knowledge is power. And I'd learned the hard way that sharing meant sharing everything, my savings, my time, my sanity. Remember the time Mia borrowed my Prius for a weekend shoot in the Hamptons and returned it with a dented fender and zero apologies? Or how Mom guilted me into floating them $8,000 from my bonus for family emergencies, only for Mia to pop up on social media flaunting a designer bag from a collab. And Easter last year, when Mia claimed my homemade pecan pie as her own at the potluck, basking in the praise while I bit my tongue, those slights build up like plaque on your teeth, invisible until they ache. Driving home that night, the city blurred through rain-streaked windows, horns blaring like accusations. My apartment wasn't just walls and a lease, it was my fortress, stacked with thrift store bookshelves, a vintage rug I'd haggled for at a flea market, plants I'd nursed back from the brink. It was proof I'd made it on my own, away from the family web that tangled tighter with every favor. But now, they'd spun me right into the center, assuming I'd unravel for Mia's sake. I didn't hand over a key. Instead, I dialed up Jordan Hayes, an old college buddy turned real estate lawyer in Brooklyn. We'd shared a dorm room freshman year, bonded over late-night ramen and bad breakups. He picked up on the second ring, his voice gravelly from a long day in court. Anna? Everything okay? I paced my living room, the hardwood creaking underfoot. My folks are trying to move Mia in without asking. I own the place. Jordan. They don't know. He whistled low. Classic Thompson family move. You want to shut this down? We hashed it out till the wee hours. I'd pack light, crash at a short-term rental in the village, and lease my spot to a stranger, someone solid. Someone who'd stand firm when the entitlement showed up at the door. By dawn, I had a tenant, Carla Diaz, a freelance graphic designer in her mid-30s, fresh off a gig in San Francisco, needing a 3-month bridge while she hunted for something permanent. References checked out, spotless credit. Glowing reviews from past landlords. Jordan drafted the lease. Carla wired the deposit before my coffee cooled. I hired a locksmith for new deadbolts and wired up Ring cameras overlooking the hallway and stoop. Move-in, March 18th. 8 a.m. Sharp. That evening, Jordan fired off a cease and desist email to Mia. CCing Mom and Dad. Crisp legalese, Anna Thompson. Sole owner, no entry without consent, trespassing charges pending. Mia's text blasted in like shrapnel. WTF, Anna? Mom said it's cool. I need this space for content creation till summer. I stared at the screen. Heart pounding. Then powered off. Poured a Merlot. Sank into my couch. And for once, the silence felt like armor. Not isolation. The weight of years being the fixer. The forgiver lifted just a fraction. But it was enough to breathe. Morning came. And through the app, I watched Carla settle in, boxes stacked neatly. A quick wave to the neighbor. She had that no-drama vibe, curly hair tied back. Yoga mat under one arm. Solid choice. Then, at 1:15 p.m., Mia rolled up with duffels slung over her shoulder. A Starbucks in hand. Pounding the buzzer like it owed her money. Carla answered. Polite but firm. I couldn't catch the words. But Mia's face cycled through confusion. Fury. A dramatic flail of arms as she jabbed at her phone, probably our parents' texts promising the place. Carla shook her head. Door clicking shut. Mia lingered, fuming on the stoop. Then stormed off, dialing wildly. My phone lit up like Times Square, Mom's voicemail starting soft, sweetie. What's this email? Escalating to Dad's bark. This is ridiculous. Anna, family first. Then tears. How could you do this to your sister? I archived them all. Evidence of the betrayal I'd internalized for too long. The quiet I'd maintained wasn't weakness, it was a gathering storm. Resentment fermenting into resolve. The family barbecue at Prospect Park on March 23rd loomed like a showdown. I'd RSVP'd weeks back. But now I armored up, crisp black blazer over jeans. Boots that echoed my newfound spine. And a manila envelope tucked in my bag. I arrived mid-grill. Smoke curling from burgers as heads turned. Mia shot daggers, Mom's eyes welled, Dad gripped his spatula like a gavel. Traffic, I said coolly. Sliding onto a picnic bench next to Cousin Becca, who'd always sensed the undercurrents. Carla needed the Wi-Fi password. Whispers rippled. Who's Carla? Aunt Paula asked. I unfolded the envelope, deed in my name. Lease copy. Email screenshots. My tenant. In the apartment I own. The one you gave to Mia without a word to me. Gasps sucked the air dry. Mom clutched her pearls, literally. You bought it? Why hide that? The subtext screamed. Why not share so we could dip in? Dad blustered. We were helping Mia, thought you'd understand. Mia erupted. Slamming her soda, I canceled my sublet. Where do I crash now? I met her glare. Voice steady as steel. Figure it out. Like I did at your age. Becca murmured support. Uncle Mike nodded. That's cold. But fair, can't just commandeer someone's home. The picnic frayed into awkward bites and sidelong glances. Moms, please, we're family. Anna. Falling flat against my calm. For the first time. Their chaos didn't drag me under. I'd built a dam from the debris of my silence. That night, Mia went live on Instagram. Tears streaming artfully. Betrayed by blood, my sister locked me out. Left me homeless. Views spiked. But comments turned tide. Did she ask first? Boundaries aren't betrayal. Sounds entitled AF. She yanked it down by midnight. Followers dipping. Mom and Dad pivoted to emails. Guilt-laced novels about raising you right. What would Grandpa say? I didn't bite. Instead, I scrubbed them from my life admin, emergency contacts, bank alerts, even the shared Netflix. Jordan drafted a no-contact letter when Mia tried buzzing the building again. Security escorted her out. I holed up in the village rental for Carla's term. 3 months of raw reflection, therapy sessions unpacking the psychological scars. The way their favoritism had eroded my self-worth like acid rain on stone. Selling the Chelsea pad netted a profit in NYC's frenzy. I upgraded to a Brooklyn loft with skyline views. No forwarding address left behind. 6 months on. This space is mine, truly. Sage walls. Abstract prints. A kitchen where I experiment with recipes unclaimed by others. Becca and I grab brunches, Aunt Paula texts check-ins. Proud of my stand. Mom and Dad's messages soften, miss you at holidays. I might respond one day. On my terms. When they see me as Anna. Not ATM. Mia's feed hits 92K now. Pivoting to self-growth, vlogs, ironic lessons in independence. Maybe my revenge sparked her spark. Me? Promoted to senior manager. Leading projects that thrill. Dating casually. Open-hearted but guarded. Jordan and I share beers monthly, last time. He toasted, to reclaiming your key. I clinked back, to the stranger who held the line. Because boundaries aren't just barriers, they're bridges to freedom. I once put family above all, now. Self-respect reigns. Without it, love's just leverage. And as I watch the city pulse from my window, lights flickering like promises, I know, the price of my choices was high. But the peace? Priceless.